Hi and welcome to this video tutorial. My name is Michael Novello, and in this video tutorial I want to show you how I did this image here. I was inspired by a photo I have found on Google Plus, and I have had to do it, and that is the outcome. To my shame, I can't find the original image. And another thing is I have lost somehow my background. So we are doing the same image but with another background and maybe a little bit of another mood, a little bit of another ambient here. Okay, I get inspired by the photo, and now I have to do a little bit of preparation. First we have to analyze our inspiration. What we have here, we have a main object. This is the main object. This is in focus, this is in the front, this is the main thing. This is all about. Then the second thing here are the letters, the glowing letters. This is essential, that's the key of the image. And then we have a little sidekick, that's the image below, or the sign below. They have closed Tuesday. Why they have switched the light on, I don't know. They have closed it Tuesday, there's no reason to switch the light on, but they have the light on, so we do it too. Okay, next let's analyze the position of the camera and the called rule of thirds. The camera is a little bit distorted, a little bit rotated. You see that the horizon is rotated. It's 45 degrees rotated, I think, or a little bit less, let's say 30 or 35. And the rule of third is, you can see the rule of third in here. We have 2/3. You can do something like 1/3 is the main focus, or in the another 2/3 is the main object. And but you have to pay attention that you put your main focus in one of these rectangles here. Okay, that's it. The camera is rotated, the rule of third is there. That's okay, that's a good picture. Okay, let's move on to the main focus here. This is the letters. The letters are glowing. There's some tubes, there's a metal, the outside letters made out of metal. It's shiny, it's glossy, the tubes are glowing, and not only emitting light, they are glowing as well, because it's dark, and if you take an image in the darkness and there's something glowing, it always gets something like a fog glow around. And what we can see here is the texture as well. It's really withered, it's not new, so we have to pay attention that we do this as well. Or the sign is a little bit dirty. We have to pay attention to the details. You have to put in here some supports for the tubes, because they are not hovering. We have to add some change. They are holding the closed sign. We have here another plane or sign here in the back. Maybe there are these letters as well. I don't know. I'm not I wasn't there, so I can't tell you. Okay. That's it for the analyzing and preparation. Let's just do it. Okay, let's right jump into Blender and let's do a little setup work. We are going to choose here image editor and let's open an image. Let's open my final render for my previous work, so I can see what I'm doing here or what I'm up to. Let's just add the text. Rotate this text by 90 degrees in the x-axis, and let's write the word pizza. And oh, that's not a cool font. Let's get rid of it, go into the text options and just open another font. And I choose Arial BD. And let's scale this guy here by 3 so we can see a little bit better what we are doing. And let's add an extrusion 0.05. That's okay. And now let's convert this to a real geometry, Alt C, and then we can jump into edit mode. We go into edge selection and just press L to get a connected geometry, and just delete the edges. For every single letter you have to do this. Okay, and now we have the letters with the hole in the front. So let's just add a little bit of thickness here. Let's add a solidify modifier, and that's a little bit too much. That's okay. I think 0.006 should do it. Let's do even thickness and high quality normals, and that's it for the letters. Next step, we are going to make this glowing letters inside the outside letters. Okay, let's do right now the glowing letters inside the big letters, and just let's save this file here, save sign, and just call it tutorial. And save the blend file, and now let's go into the front view. And now let's just add a curve, a C curve, and align it to the view. And now let's begin with the P. Not begin to P, begin with the P, the letter P. Okay, let's grab it and move it to the beginning point to the middle of the letter. Go a little bit upwards, like this. And let's rotate this here, and let's rotate it that is straight up, and let's these here and scale this guy here down like this and move it over, and let's see. And to get a proper radius, we have to subdivide this here one time, and let's move this here move this guy here up. Oh, that's okay. Let's get it maybe a little bit down and move it up, so we have a good radius here. And just extrude, and just pay attention that you are staying in the middle of the letter, not like this or this, just in the middle. Extrude it again, go down, rotate, extrude, and rotate again, like this, rotating a bit more, and extrude the last time in the front view, like this. And let's just scale these guys in the z-axis by 0, so they are in the same line. Okay, I think we can move this guy here a little bit outwards and maybe a little bit upwards. And let's just add a subdivision in here and move out. Rotate it, rotate. Okay, I think that's it. Yeah, that's cool. Okay. And now let's go into the top view. Front view, we have to select this guy here. Let's go in the top view and extrude this guy here and move it down here. Let's go into this mode so we can see what we are doing, and that's not really okay, so let's move these two guys here up and down, and we move this here a little bit up to here, and I think that's okay. We are in the wrong direction right now. Let's move this guy back, and let's rotate this guy in the side view like this. And now we should have in the front view something like that. It has to be go in the letter, because the light is somewhere connected, and it's not connected to the outside, it's connected to the inside. So we can move this guy here, let's say to here, because it goes through this metal here, and just go to the last one and extrude this and move it inwards as well. And let's see, I have to rotate this guy as well. Rotate like this, a little bit more. And let's move this here in and move the whole thing a little bit more to the right. And I think that's cool. Okay, next step is to give this a little bit of geometry. So we go into the curve modifier and we do a little bit of an extrusion. First we have to change the fill mode to full, and we extrude this a little bit. That's too much. Not extruding, sorry. Bevel. Okay. And that's looking good. Let's add a little bit of resolution here. Let's say 4 or 5. Let's even let us 6. Okay, and that's it for the letter P. And we have to do this for all the letters here. But I think you can do this alone, these other letters, and just let's do a little bit of the more work on this P here. As you can see, it's not that round. We need here to jump in here, and we need to move this guy here a little bit more on the outside. Maybe rotate a little bit, scale a bit up, and move it out. Or maybe we can get rid of these and just scale these guys here outwards, and this guy here, move it to here, and now we have a little bit more of a round form. Let's move these guys here, these guys a little bit down, and this one here a little bit up, and I think that's looking really cool now. Now in the next step, we are going to make some supports for the light tube. You can see them in here, and we need these guys because we have to pay attention on the details. If you do something like that, and it's a really simple thing here, but just pay a little bit attention to the details so you get a little bit more of realism. So in the next step we are doing this support thingies here, and while I'm doing the rest of the letters, you can do that as well, and I'll be back when I'm finished with the letters. Okay. So, okay, now I'm finished with the light, the neon light things here, and I just made them like this. As you can see, all of the end points are poking through the solid metal letters. The Z I copied, and the A is split in two parts. It has one part here and one here. And now we need some support stands for these light tubes here. Let's just add a cylinder, scale it way down, and let's move it, zoom in a little bit and scale it down, something like that, a little bit more. Okay, and side view, let's move this guy here, and let's have a look. Okay, so it should be scaled a little bit more, something like that. It's okay. It don't have to be exactly touching the lamp. You don't see that, but you will see, like here on this picture here, you see the supports, so you just add them in, and we scale this guy here, the Z-axis, like this. Then let's turn the thing around, and in edit mode, face selection mode, let's just grab these two guys here and just extrude them out, and they should going through the big letter as well. And now just add a smooth, and there we are. Now let's just copy them with Alt D and move it up. Like this. And just distribute them over your light tubes where you think there should be a support. Like this. Here. And maybe here. And here. And then another one, and rotate this guy by 90 degrees. And just move it here. Just copy it again. Move it down. Say here. And now you can distribute them by yourself until you have distributed them all over the light tubes, like in this image here. You can see I have distributed them on a place where it should have a support stand to hold this light tube in place. Okay, the next step will be that we are adding this structure here in the back, and then we going to work on this guy here and on the letters here. Okay, let's jump to the next part. So now I have finished the supports for the light cubes, and I have placed them as you can see here, here, and now let's make this sign background here. It's just easy. Just first let's just add here a solidify modifier. No, not a solidify, sorry, an edge split modifier, so we get hard edges because it's metal and it has sharp edges. Okay, now let's just go here in here and let's get this all here, and let's group it so it's better to handle it. So let's call it pizza underscore letters. Okay, and now let's just scale this down by 0.5, where's S, and then 0.5. Let's move it over, and let's recenter this 3D cursor here. If you accidentally moved this cursor, what's happened all the time, I think, just press Shift and C and it's recentered. And I think I start the screencast keys that you can see what's going on here. Okay, now let's make this sign background here. Just add a plane, rotating X by 90 degrees, and let's move it up, front view, and scale it in X. This, and just move it a little bit back, so that these tubes here touching the plane can going through a little bit. That's okay. Let's just add a solidify modifier here, and let's make it a little bit thicker, something like 0.02. Okay, that's fine. Now let's press set so we can see where letters are. Now let's scale it in the Z axis, something like that. Be okay. Okay, that's fine. And now let's just add this letters here. Just add text. Rotate it by an X by 90 degrees and write down Queen of Pies. Okay. Queen of Pies, not it's wrong. Queen. Okay. Now let's jump in object mode, and now let's choose a font, and this font up here is called something like Amazon. I have it in my Windows font directory, and just click it, open it. No, it's not the Haroni. A moment. Let's Amazon. Open font. Now we have it. Okay. Let's go into solid mode, and not just give it a little bit of depth, like so. Let's go down. Let's see. Set scale and move it. Let's get it down. Move it. Oh, something like that should be okay. Okay, I think that's cool. Now let's give it a little bit of extrusion. Okay, that's fine. And now let's just move it a little bit back so it touches the plane, background plane. Okay. Maybe we can scale it a little bit more down here and move it a little bit over and a little bit down. Okay. For these guys we don't need any support. Maybe it's added by, I don't know, something like glue or something like that, or I don't know. It's so bright so you can't see anything. But that's okay. Okay, cool. Now we need to make this big cube here in the background. Just add a cube and move it up and scale it in the Z axis. So something like that should be okay. And now scale it in X. And move it back here. That's okay. A little bit more. Okay. And I'll just you can see what we are making, and we can see how big it should be. We place the camera and move out, and let's rotate the camera a little bit more. Okay, and move down, something like that. Now we can see we have to move this here a little bit more so it's out of the side, and that's okay, something like that. Okay, and we have to move this here as well. Too much. We have to move the camera, rotate the camera a little bit so we can see this edge here. Okay, rotate and set. Something like that. That's okay. And let's just have a look at my original file. Camera is okay, the camera is at 35, that's okay. And just let's add here the Canon 5D. So we have the right sensor size, and yeah, that's okay. Just move in a little bit over, and let's just move this a little bit out. Okay, now it's nearly done here. All in there like this. Okay, now we have to add another copy of this here. Just duplicate it, rotate it instead by 90 degrees and move it over. And just here and move it back, something like that. Let's have a look. Okay, I think these guys here, we have to scale down inset a little bit more and move it down like this. And this guy here, I have to scale it in the Z-axis as well, so that we can see this edge here. Okay, that's it for the cubes, for the background, for this here, and then next step is to make this sign here, this closed sign. So let's stop here, and the next part we are doing this chains and this sign here. Okay, now let's just add the chain. You can add the chain by using an add-on. In the user preferences add-ons, just type in chain, and there's an add-on, add chain, just activate it and you can add chains. Let's go into the mesh menu, add mesh, chain, and there we are. Now let's go into the edit mode of the model and scale it down. Okay, and now we have to shorten it by scaling the curve, but we have to scale points. Okay, let's just move these guys here a little bit out of the way so we can't work on them. Let's just move them to the second layer so we are really free and nothing is disturbing. So now let's jump into the edit mode in the curve and select all of these, expect the last one, and scale them in the x-axis. Scale it down and move it in the x, something like that. Okay, and now let's go into edit mode another time and scale them down, something like that. Okay, I think that will do it. Let's have a look. In front view, okay, that's fine. Now grab these guys here, grab the model, grab the curve, and rotate them in the y-axis by 90 degrees. And in the side view, we are moving them. Just grab them and move them, and move it into the model. Move it there. It's too long, so let's move it down again and just go to the second layer. And in the curve, and we have to shrink it again. Just first let's move it up and scale it in the z-axis and move it up, something like that, and again scale it down. No, let's do this just in the edit mode, scale it down, and now I think we are alright. Okay, let's just get these guys here, group them, and name it chain, and move it up so it's easier to grab. In the front view it's looking okay, in the side view we have to move a little bit more, like this. Okay, let's see, that's okay. Now just duplicate these guys here and move them here. Let's look through the camera. Okay, that's okay, I think. Yeah, and just select all and move them a little bit more up, and because we can't see behind the sign here, doesn't matter, they are going into the model, that doesn't matter. So now let's add the last thing here in this modeling here, and let's add this sign here. Just add another plane, then x by 90 degrees, scale it in the z-axis, Z, and shrink it like that. This should be okay. Move it over, move it down, and in the side view let's just move it to the chains and add the solidify modifier. Solidify, and just add a little bit more thickness to it, and I think that's it. That's okay. Now let's have a look. Yeah, that's cool. We are nearly there. It's a little bit of different because this we have to move a little bit up here, and maybe we scale it a little bit more, and now it should be fine. Okay, that's our model. It's really simple, but it looks cool. Okay, next thing is we have to add this background here, and we have to texture the whole thing. We will begin with the lights, and then we move on to the building, and then to the sign, and then the background. Okay. Okay, now we are finished with the rendering, and now let's move on and let's add a background and do a little bit of basic lighting. Okay, for this we are removing this lamp here, and we switch to the cycle cylinder, and then we just import image as planes. You can get this under user preferences. Just type under add-on, type in image, and there's the add-on import images as planes, and just check it and you will get this menu item here under import. Just click it and just search the image and import it. The image is a combination of two images. I have shooted a few weeks ago, and I have combined them. I have had a real cool sunset with the horizon, but there are no clouds. It's not an interesting sky, so I had enhanced the sky a little bit, and I put some clouds in there. And how I did that, I will do this in a other tutorial for Photoshop, so you can then see how I did this. But for now we are switching to Blender again, Blender here, and let's just switch here to the 3D view and go into the render mode, so we can see what are we doing here. And let's just rotate this guy here in the x-axis by 90 degrees. And let's look through the camera and rotate it in the z-axis by 90 degrees as well, and move it up and move it over, and let's scale this guy a little bit up and move it up and back again, so we can see the sunset in the image and a little bit of the horizon. So this will scale a little bit down and move over. Can scale it more. Okay, that's very fine. Okay, I think that's cool. Let's see. Okay, here's the sunset and here's the horizon. It's the same angle like the camera, but we have to move it just to here, and let's move it over again, move it, scale it up again. That's a little bit of try and error how it fits in the camera view. So don't worry if it not fits in the first place. And a little bit back here, and just a little bit of scaling. And I think there we are. Let's move it a little bit. Scale again. Move. So we don't have here any holes where we can see through on the edges. It's a little bit of an unusual camera view, so you have to try to fit this in here. It's a little bit tricky, but it works. Okay, let's move just a little bit up so we can see more of the horizon. Okay, and now it's really dark here, and let's just add a little bit of light. Just go into world settings, use nodes, and use an environment texture, and just use the same image as we used for the background, so we get the same color all over our image. Let's go here to mirror ball and let's put this down to 0.2 maybe. Yeah. So we have only a little bit of this yellow tint, this yellow red tint here. Okay, now we have background in the back. Okay, where else is the background than in the back? So there we have our image as background. Okay, now it's really dark. It's not like the original. For this we are going here into the object options, and we uncheck diffuse, glossy, transmission and shadow under ray visibility, so it don't receives any diffuse rays, glossy rays, transmission or shadows. Okay, but it's still dark. For this I'm using a little trick. I'm just going into the node setup, and let's have a look. We have here our image texture, and let's just add a mix shader and add another shader, add a emission shader, and connect the color from the image to the color of the emission, and just connect it with this socket here. And now it's really bright picture, and you can play with the brightness here. You can make it brighter, darker, so you have a little bit control over the image. Okay, and next step is to lit these letters here a little bit, and give the material to the outside letters and the glowing tubes.